Morning, everybody. How y'all doing today? Uh, the RC company WLToys have been in the game for quite some time, about 8, 9 years, something like that. And they, uh, they, I guess, surged in popularity over the last couple years, introducing their 112 scale line. Initially, they started off with the A959, and then they just built on that to introduce the A969, A979, A and B versions, and then so forth and so forth. So they've been quite successful over the years, and they're just gaining popularity because they're keeping their costs relatively low in comparison to some of the other name brands out there. But most recently, they've introduced a 1/18 scale. I believe it's called the 184008. Basically, I'm going to do a video unboxing of that one right now to show you guys. So this is the box that it comes in. Okay, it's a brand new RC on the market, so that's kind of the side of it. The side profile. Get some features of what's inside. So we have a brushless motor, alloy gears, 3-in-1 electronic speed controller, wear resistant tires, the 2S LiPo battery, the mobile phone holder, which I mean, most people don't use it because it's not very strong, but you could, I guess. Of course, the digital servo, and of course, friction shocks, from what the picture says here. So why they're still doing friction shocks is kind of a mystery, when especially with the backlash that WLToys got when they recently introduced the 124010. People were demanding oil shocks, and they went ahead and listened before they shipped out, thankfully. But we'll see what they're going to do with this one here. Something tells me it is friction, being a 1/18 scale. Try to keep it, try to keep the cost down. When it was released, it was on promotion, so I ended up getting this for a really good price. I think I ended up getting maybe 2 or 3 of them. But anyways, so in this little bag here, we have our owner's manual, parts list at the very back, and we have our hex wrench right over here, and we have our 2S charging USB system. Okay. All right. So just take out this stuff here. Going to the bottom of the box, we have our remote, which I'm going to carefully disassemble. Of course, it's strapped in, of course. So you know what? Maybe I can break the strap. Yeah, did that. All right. So the most recent controller that they have. So basically, here is the I guess mobile holder. You just slide this part up, and but the nice thing about this, it takes triple A's, which is nice, better than double A's, and it's got that knob for your thumb, so you can easily reach it for one-handed steering, which is nice. Spring feels good, and you have your controllers right here, one for your steering and one for your throttle. On-off switch right over here. So it's a good feeling remote, and it's got good range too. Okay. Moment of truth. The 1/18 scale, 184008. So basically, we have our looks like it's maybe 1/16 scale tires. It does look quite good. Like a red and orange sort of paint job to it. It just looks quite nice. I don't see any body clips, so it looks like they've taken a page out of a certain name brand out there. So let's see how it's held together. I'm thinking Velcro. Let's see how I can take this thing apart. Okay, so I'm going to take this thing apart. Very curious to see. Yeah, it's definitely Velcro, so it clips on in the front, and then it just Velcros out back. Is there a release? There's no release kind of. Does this even come off? It has to come off. Yeah, very interesting. I'm gonna have to look into how this actually comes off. And I don't want to like break it already. I mean, I just got it. So let's see here. Oh, there's these clips. Okay, so these kind of Very different. It's like a clip-on body, sort of. Okay, so here's what was kind of giving me a hard time. There's these clips that you got to squeeze in, and there's these sort of latches right over here that it clips into. Very different system. Okay, so we got our wiring, of course. You got to be careful of that. So that's kind of our cage. You can kind of see it. So that's what will give the shell its excital strength. Excital, I think that's the word. Yeah. So yeah, and we have our LED system basically right over here, and then it distributes to the front and to the back. So we got 4 LED lights up front, which are these ones here, and we got 2 of them back. Okay, so like as I said earlier, we have a 3-in-1 ESC controller system, and that's right over here with a fan. Bring it closer to you. Okay, so it's a 3-in-1 system, which is located here. It's digital, of course. We have our 2838 size motor. I believe it's a 5000 kV unit. And we have a 2S LiPo on this side here. By the looks of it, it looks about between 1000 and 1100 milliamps by the sounds of it, by the looks of it, I should say. In terms of running gear, we have a dog bone steel setup up front, okay? And in the back, we have, we have CVDs up front and a dog bone setup in the back. So we have a 959 style bumper in the back, and a 9, I'm trying to remember the numbers here, a 979 bumper style at the front. Just like I thought, we have friction shocks here, but these can easily be changed out. And let's see, we have our on-off switch right behind the tire. As you can see, that little button right over there. And yeah, so basically the way the body works is you would have to slide it in sort of from the front to the back, and then you clip it down in the back. So the front goes in first. You slide it in between the how can I do this here? In the shock tower, there's that slot right over here. There's a slot right there, okay? And you slide the body, that tab, into it. So it kind of slides in like this, and then it clips on in the back. A little different, but yeah, they're doing it to kind of clean up the look of the body, so it eliminates the use of body pins, which I can understand why they did that. But yeah, it's quite a nice RC, and definitely one I'd recommend. It's rated to go 60 kilometers an hour, so I'm guessing probably closer to maybe 45 to 50. I plan on upgrading this to a larger motor. Looks like I do have quite a bit of room. I have maybe 14 millimeters of room in front of the existing 2838 can, so you can definitely put a bigger motor in this thing. And the pinion that it's needed is actually listed in the parts list right here in the back. So in case you want to replace, in case it's glued or you don't have the means to take it off, you can always order it on the back here, and it is part number 2918. It's a 14 tooth pinion. Okay, so at least we know that. And that is it for the video unboxing of the WLToys 184008. All right. If you guys have any questions about this particular RC or any of the other ones in my fleet, please leave a comment below. I'll answer any questions that you guys may have. Okay, have a good day. Ciao.